Haddie Mains, we gotta talk. Strong start to a brand new channel, I know. But I want to show that I'm not afraid to get into topics that might be controversial in the DBD community. Now, I want to clarify before I get too far that Haddie is badass. The title's meant to be a little clickbaity, and if you're here, haha, gotcha. But there are still issues I personally feel the need to talk about. We're gonna start on June 7th, 2022, when Haddie was first released. When people saw her model for the first time, the masses were brutal. She looks ugly. Why is she fat? Ugh, another woke colored character. Blah, blah, blah. People seemed to come to the consensus she was ugly. When they found out her heritage, it only fueled the fire. It was no help that the Haddie we got in the trailer seemed to be different from the Haddie we had in game in the archived tomes. Haddie didn't have very many noteworthy perks at the time either. How many times do we really use overzealous? Very quickly, Haddie fell into obscurity. Because of the low interest players showed in the character, despite having planned summer and prime skins, behavior just didn't do very much with her after the year 6 anniversary. This resulted in her being neglected by both the player base and the developers, essentially leaving her behind. Why bring all this up? What does this have to do with Haddie Mains now? This treatment of the character essentially wounded the small player base she had, begging for scraps, receiving harassment sometimes, even just for enjoying the character or publicly asking for her to receive more skins. Their resentment grew. Jokes about how Haddies practically don't exist, or devs forgot about her alongside survivors like Quentin and Detective Tap just did nothing but bring them down further. March 12th, 2024, the All Things Wicked chapter release. Positive character feedback on the killer. Positive character feedback on the survivor, overwhelmingly. Perks that were overall niche, but much better than Haddie's on release. More skins released for the survivor with the chapter than Haddie got in barely a year, all while praising this new survivor, while behavior even showed off real-life merchandise on their dev stream for the new survivor. The Haddie main snapped. Sable Ward versus Haddie Kerr. Now let's talk about the practically comedic, stereotypical, horror-loving goth girl, skinny enough you could see her ribs, pale as a ghost, shoehorned into another survivor story to make her better integrated and better loved. And the crowd goes wild. Completely opposite to Haddie, and Sable was adored. Haddie mains were not happy. How dare they do this to them? The stereotype that you could copy and paste and get anywhere gets loved and adored, while their unique and interesting character is still left in the dirt. This is where things started taking a concerning turn. The jealousy is understandable, justifiable even. It's when they went beyond petty jealousy that problems began to arise. Haddie mains turned their jealousy into an entire schism in the Dead by Daylight community. People who like Sable and people who don't like Sable. If you're even indifferent towards Sable, the anti-Sable camp will automatically treat you like hot dog water, especially if they're a Haddie main. God forbid you like Sable, then you would have hell to pay, where you are automatically labeled a gooner and therefore your opinion is invalid. If you liked Sable, you deserved to be bullied, tunneled, BM'd, anything you can think of. At this point, a monster was created. The same kind of monster Haddie herself may have hunted once. A monster manifested from pain, jealousy, and wrath. Haddie Mains, we gotta talk. You're out of control. I understand you're still hurting, especially after that insult of a headpiece in the Noir outfit. But taking it out on the community for the characters they love isn't the right way to go. I promise you're fighting the wrong battles. You helped create a divide in the community and celebrated it. You claim you love your girl Haddie, but what would she think of that? What would she think of you bullying someone because they like the silly, stereotypical goth girl? You've been hurt by the community. Hurting it back only gives it more power to hurt you again in the future. If not for yourself, think for your character. If you continue on the warpath, you'll do nothing but make Haddie Main seem altogether insufferable. And you're already approaching that point. I love Haddie. I genuinely think she's an amazing character, but after everything I discussed in this video, I find I don't want to play her anymore. I don't want to be associated with the same people who will mercilessly bully others for liking a different character. That's what people are thinking of when they see you now, Haddies. A bully. Not the same kind of bully that brings a flashlight or toolbox, but an actual, real bully. Show people why Haddie is one of the most badass survivors in the game. Be more like her. You chose her because she resonated with you. So resonate her. Be the very best Haddies you can be.